to follow.
Okay, so the game is fairly simple movement game. It's like reverse musical chairs. You'll have the reference of it. It's also on Tasty Cupcakes, so don't worry about it. But this is the thing. You need to not allow George to sit down for 60 seconds.
I need to work on my cardio.
Yes. However, we want to see that you have a strategy so that it's not a fluke. You have to win 3 times in a row so that we know that's really working. It's not some stroke of luck. That being said, to limit and constrain you a bit, once you stand up, you cannot just sit down again. And we follow that by a left butt cheek rule, meaning once you are halfway up, meaning your left butt cheek is up, you're up. You have to stand up, that's about it. So no semi-standing up or whatever. If you stand up, period. Final thing, let's all walk at the moderate pace. It's not about running, so no running. And if that wasn't clear, please, no running. Don't injure yourself. It's not about the overtaking. This is not really a cardio game in that form or manner.
And I am probably faster than you.
Yes, and final thing that I didn't mention here, but I'll write it, I just remember it, no blocking. The idea is not to block Georgia physically. So please, not too much contact.
I may not look it, but I'm very sensitive. Please do not take me.
And to keep it actionable, you'll have, after every round, win or lose, 20 seconds to discuss and to improve. I heard that's called retro something.
Retrospective.
Yeah, okay.
Something like that.
Cool. Let's
Any
start.
questions? Yes. You want to sit on this specific chair only? Any chair. I just want to sit down. I hate cardio. So whoever, if we work as a group and try to block you, yeah. Yeah. The only way. No. You cannot be fired. No, it's just the way to block me. The way to block me is to sit down. I cannot sit down here, right? Yeah. Obviously, I cannot sit. And you just do this for 60 seconds. He basically solved it, right? This is it. And there's one more thing. Any rule that's not here, you're free to put on yourself. But we did not create those restrictions. These are all the restrictions, right? So say, but Georgia, can I do this? Yeah, if it's not against the rules. Yes? You do not move the chairs. There needs to be some stability in the universe, so I've heard. So the chairs will not be moved. So I think the group understands and the project starts now.
Let's start.
Yeah, you are free to talk. Yeah, left butt cheek, and I won. This sound means the project has started and I won again.
And you lost.
No, she's just, that's her protection chair. You're in her space.
Uh, And I see that you're not doing that great, so you have an extra team member to onboard.
And I won. No moving of the chairs.
Please don't injure yourselves.
Because the energy is rising, which I'm glad you're starting to run, do not run. You cannot win this by running. It's just, you shouldn't run. It is. It is. So you see this girl, she just joined the game and occupied the chair, right? Which means there is always one chair available. This chair is available. Okay, stop, time out. We had a new team member, right? She joined and occupied an empty chair. This game does not work unless there's one more chair than team members. Okay, correct me. What do you want? Which chair should I pick? Let introduce another chair. No, come on. Introduce another chair. You do not win this by fighting your market and saying, our product is great, your market sucks, right? This is not the way to win the game. You can try. So, may I have one chair available? Thank you, coach. Your retro starts now. By the way, I won. Da. Thank you for joining. I won.
Okay, so this isn't working. Let the first person next to the chair shouldn't do that because it's too easy for him.
Okay, time out. Folks, do you know each other, by the way? Have you discussed anything whatsoever? What's your decision-making mechanisms? Come on, now, everything you know. Yeah, and I what I've heard, current decision-making mechanism is yelling the loudest. That works great. Agreed, but let's try something else. You know, everything you know around Agile, Scrum, values, project management, try starting to implement that. And by the way, do you really have to play the game as we ask you to play it? Time in.
Retro starts now.
Yeah, sound
I am starting. I am moving in the proximity of chair. Your butt cheek was up. I have won. Observers, do you notice anything? Yes. You have some insights? Yeah, okay. I have started. So there's a lesson here. Thank you for the sacrifice. But do you like a hero that saved the project at the last second? Yeah, because she cannot do this 7 times. I challenge you. And it's against the rules.
Maybe it's good that the ones in the middle stay there, don't move, and then we all rotate, but also focus on this. Don't think about anything. So we solely focus on our goal, like not to let him see.
By the way, the management wants you to know you are at the end of the first quarter and they would like some results. Started.
My bad.
Wow.
Okay, so folks, timeouts. First off, what's the objective of the game? Yes, but what's a winning condition? For 60 seconds, 3 times in a row. Okay, did we ask you to play every single game? Okay, no, you are, and you are failing every single time, which is a different thing.
Okay, I love that. What did you learn? So now, learnings only. What did you learn? You cannot win. It's difficult. You don't have a strategy. Interesting.
I heard a couple of strategies. I'm
You
not
have
sure.
a tactic. Do you have principles? What about gameplay? A gameplay is tactics implemented. And tactics are strategy implemented. Right, like a scenario. So first, are there team members that are active participants that didn't get the chance to speak? Raise your hands. Okay, no ideas? What else? Right, so entire quarter has passed, you haven't onboarded a new team member. She's being a nice new team member, she's just sitting there, guarding her chair, waiting to cue her in.
Do we need a rule of how to include new team members because they just keep appearing and we don't do anything about them?
Let's do the silent shout, folks. Georgie and I like to have a metaphor of when doing coaching in pair, like a dog and a wolf are both there to teach something the herd. So I'm here to make you win. You don't have to love me. So what I'll say is, stand up, forget the chairs for a moment, come together, speak as plain human beings, and try coming up with a strategy and a decision-making framework, whatever you will. You don't have to sit on chairs. You don't even see each other. Okay? Do as you will. Time in. Fo-
If there are too many chairs, yeah, there is
Question.
height.
I have a question for you. Can we, is the only way to block him to sit on his chair?
Yes. So no blocking directly. So if anybody played Counter Strike, Quake, whatever, no clip is yes, precisely. Now that being said, folks, again, I'll nudge you in the right direction. First off, I want you to get introduced in 2 minutes top. Get just to know each other a tiny bit, and then come up with a single strategy and test it, whatever it is. Okay? 2 minutes. And you have two new more team members.
So we hired 2 new Java developers. Please, Joe.
Yeah, I will remove myself. I will be observer.
brainstorming phase. Just don't shoot down other people's ideas. I'll again nudge you to use yes and, not yes but.
Uživam. Okay, time out. You have to sit down so we count you. People have been joining and going out. I have no idea how many chairs there are. You have to sit down. Just for a second, find a place to sit. Game in, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. You can continue. You have invented testing. Good job. Your butt cheek was up. Okay, so full stop. Couple of great things I see. You have invented testing. You have invented communication. You have invented getting to know each other. This is all great, right? You are ahead of the curve. I have to ask you, how are you doing? Do you think you know the current strategy for winning the game? Like everybody who thinks they understand what is our strategy, raise your hand. Perfect. Everybody understands, except you.
I understand the strategy we are using, but I see that it doesn't work.
Okay, but everybody understands the strategy, right? Okay.
The strategy was 4 chairs in a row. Don't leave the middle chair empty. Leave the only ones on the end empty. So somebody needs to sit there.
Try only to in the same time all 4 or you 3. Not particularly.
Make the line bigger, so I just all the way there.
What are you doing?
Starting. This was your chair. You cannot sit on it twice. You have to move.
Let's try this again. I think it might work.
Give me the satisfaction. I won. I'm not, there wasn't a clock, I'm not. So I want to ask the audience, like, if your team said, we understand each other, but they didn't say what they understand, would you trust them? Right, yeah, nobody spoke it out. It isn't written anywhere, right? I said, like, does everybody understand? Yes. Right? So that might be a problem. They might be thinking different things, right? Yeah. I am starting 1:01 seconds. I don't think they like me. Game on. Yeah, yeah. Game started. I am looking at the chair. I am approaching the chair. There are some impediments. You are running. I will tolerate it, but you are running. Bam. Okay, full stop, full stop. Now, the management tells you to use the coach, right? Now you have to listen to the coach, right? So pay attention to the coach.
You don't have to, yeah. There's always a nuclear option. Yeah.
It's not a timeout though, I will keep winning, just so you know.
So, okay. Folks, anybody frustrated here? Okay, that's important thing. Why? Okay. Okay, yes? Terrible thing to happen.
I have a Kanban question. How many things are you testing? Right? You have these assumptions how you will win. How many of them are there untested in your strategy? I can name 7. How many of them do you have? How many things are you testing? Right? Is it 1 thing or is it 7 things? You said who starts the game. You said how you move. You said how to keep chairs occupied. Is any of that working? Right? So why are you adding more stuff that's not tested?
Just kind of have a feeling that we haven't really tried it out as we agreed, right? So we tried from the first fail when we weren't coordinated. We said, okay, let's add more. Let's try this. Let's try this. So I think that we might need a couple of tries with one solution, with one option, to see if it works or not. If it doesn't work after, I don't know, 3 times, or
But I have the impression that you already tried it, right? It didn't work. So
Yeah.
maybe people didn't
Folks?
understand it correctly, or maybe it's not a good strategy.
I'll interrupt you. You might have a perfect solution right there, and we've seen a couple of different approaches work. You cannot enforce a perfect solution onto a group of people that's randomly brought together and expect it to work and expect them to believe you. Full stop. That being said, folks, let's first try and understand that we need to operate as a team, okay? We did some introductions, okay, you're still a big group. We need to form some basis of trust. We need to be in this together as a team, not as individual players trying to win because you'll get a freak hug from Jolly if you win in this time. But, okay, how to work together, as mentioned, that's one thing. Second thing is method of decision making. Stop trying to promote just your solution. It's not important. There are multiple solutions to it. Try using yes and or try going with whatever technique. Try to build a consensus and then be wrong at it and let's give somebody else's idea a try. And that's what you were saying. Yeah, we did not try it. We did try it. Give it a couple of runs. Anybody familiar here with Lencioni's 5 dysfunctions? Quite popular out there. Let's use that metaphor or a mental model, whatever you will. So first, you need to build trust. Yes. So yes.
Trust is the lack of trust. A primary dysfunction of a team is we don't trust each other. There are 3 things to trust. I call it the 3C method. Clarity, competence, and candor. Right? So, candor is, do I trust you're saying what you mean? Right? Candor, you're honest. Candor. Clarity, do I understand what you're saying? If I don't trust you by default because I trust something that's not you. And then the third one is competence. Do I trust you are competent enough to do what we said you will? Right? I may trust Bogdan with my life. I have no idea about his driving skills. If he offered to drive me to the airport, I would kindly refuse because I need to get to the airport. I trust that he's honest. I think it's clear where I want to go, but I don't trust his driving skills. Trust. Okay? The next one? Fear of conflict.
Yes.
Are you conflicting to each other? Yeah, you're good. Okay, next.
No, well, technically, you're just trying to outspeak each other. How do you go through the conflict productively? By working through it and not turning a blind eye onto it. So you don't have a real decision-making strategy yet.
You should be a coach.
Maybe. I'll try. So
The next one is lack of commitment. Are you committed to the solution? So let's say Marcos picks up and the game starts. Are you committed to Marcos' solution?
or are you trying to disprove him so you get your gig across? Are you a team really?
Yeah.
Because, and then, are you maybe avoiding accountability?
Which you're not. I heard people say, my bad, oops, which was great.
But again, how can you be accountable of something that you don't even understand?
That's true.
And
what's the last one? Are you doing good or bad? Are you doing better or worse when you started? How do you know? You feel. This is data. How many seconds is your record? No, it's 21. Yeah. Right? And it was just when you started talking to each other. You're not improving. The last game was like 8, and then 7, and then 0.1. Right? But you don't pay attention to data. You just want to make the next game. You don't even know if it was good or bad. And your retros, I'm sorry to say, were just people shouting. I don't think you do a retrospective like that. Maybe.
I don't.
Okay. So, I'm going to give you one more retro of 20 seconds, and then I'm starting. Is that fair? No. What would you like? Okay, but project still ends at the same time, right? So I will not start, not to put pressure on you, for 2 minutes, and then we start, and then it continues to the end of the project. You're sprinting. You do a retro, you start. You do a retro, you start. Go. How would you coach these people? What would you do? If you were a consultant and they hired you, what would you do? Split them into teams. What would the teams do? How would you split? Like, I'm one and I'm walking all around. You cannot move the chairs. No, you can't. No. Yeah, but if they leave the project. Yeah. Right. Exactly. Exactly. What did they do good? Sometimes they felt good. What was good, right? What else? What they can do? They're not writing anything down. Right? They never repeat it. Somebody said something, I assume I understand you, I had stuff. Nobody was like, yeah. Nobody asked the question. So you say something, I didn't say, well, what do you mean? And if you say move, what kind of move? Right. So all of those great stuff, and also when they're coached, they don't say, okay, I got one advice. Let me implement that one advice, right? It's just stuff random at the project. It's fun. I love this. Yeah. I think they can win. There's still 20 minutes on the clock. 20 minutes left. No chance. Let's take bets. So Bogdan is going to push them to their limits. Like my team, in my company, Bogdan helped them win in 1 hour, 8 minutes. They hated him, and nobody said thanks. But they won. I don't think they want to work with you again.
Okay, I'll interject. Stop. I need you have 30 seconds to come up with a strategy which you will test. Now.
Right. Do you have expert in this team? There are people here
I
who
don't know
won
which
this
ones
game
are.
No. There are people in this room who have won this game 3 times in 3 different workshops.
No,
Did
I don't
anybody
want
ask,
I don't
"Hey,
want
is
discussion. I just
anybody
want
familiar with
let's go like this.
And
First
when you have an
strategy.
expert, and he says, I know the solution, the team is like,
Sorry, second one.
it might work in your company. Right? Which is true. Which is true.
No,
have
so you
expert
you
in
have
there.
no idea what you're doing. Great. Anybody could describe me first strategy
Why would they
in 2
trust him?
sentences?
Because he says I'm the expert. Does
Okay.
that work? Yeah.
Cool.
Does that work?
Second strategy.
A team asked me to Google the solution, and they did, and it didn't help.
So
because you
triangle,
win this
3
game by
people moving.
communicating and collaborating,
Okay.
not by finding the perfect algorithm.
Okay. So the second one was
Moving in
then
circles, clockwise, and
half the room.
each one of them wins.
Okay.
They haven't tried.
Cool.
Right? It's hard.
So are we clear on what's first, what's second now?
Because the time pressure works. Like if I start moving now,
First.
they would disperse and start playing.
Okay.
Even though
Second.
they shouldn't, just because I'm putting pressure on the team. Right?
Something not first and second. So please vote in one of the 3 categories, folks. Okay. What's the question? Aha, the second one.
So now they have a way of communicating, which is if I raise my hand, everybody stops and listen. Right? So now they're not speaking about it.
Yes, but I like demo. So please.
So we don't know their priorities, right?
Okay.
We don't know.
So
if they're
let's
trying to have a
use
good
then
time,
a
to
minute
learn
for demo
something,
of
or
each
to
of
win.
strategies.
I have
Okay.
been pressurizing them that it's important.
No,
to win.
first and second.
Right?
Let's use a minute
They
for
say,
both
we don't
demos.
care about winning. We care about having a good time. Bogdan, can I start? 10 seconds or 10 minutes? Okay. And this is the thing, like, why do we have planning immediately after retrospective? Because you're wasting time, right? You have to have a review, a retro, and a planning. Can you have a planning before the retro? That's just stupid, right? No, I have a job. So, the way they do this is think of a change and then implement a
Okay,
change, right?
folks.
This is the way to win. And then
Let's-
it gets better. Right?
Let's
it
test
doesn't
this
matter
one.
if we're
Okay,
playing
let's test
fair
this one in
wasting time.
production. Let's see what happens.
It's like just saying,
No,
I'm
no,
gonna
let's
take
test
the
this
whole
one.
team for onboarding for 3
Okay,
months.
yes.
They are testing. Which is cool, right? If they test, they control the environment. So now several things happened. Are they gonna retro it, right? A lot of the group introduces project managers, which is basically one of them telling them what to do. It almost never works. It worked once. Once. Here, I'll be sitting here so you know it's occupied. Bogdan, imaš 10 minuta do kraja. Am I in?
Okay.
You are now celebrating your success. This is perfect. Groups don't celebrate their success until hour 2. So you're ahead of the curve.
Okay. Do we want to test whatever it is in production? How many times would you want to try it in production? How many times? Okay, start.
Somebody changed the experiment. We need the clock. I don't know where my clock is. 12 seconds. So you need only 45 more seconds. Oh, it is, isn't it? Nobody saw it, right? There wasn't an incident. And you won! Seconds. The retro is too long, right? We don't need 20 seconds to retro. That's too long for us. I have started. This seems like overtaking. You are faster than gravity. Coach, what do you say? Did I win?
Sorry, I'll have to disqualify this one. You are running, folks. One of the rules was no running.
Retro time. So Marco, her question was what was good? What works? I will start. Okay? You're warned. I am starting. Right? It's crazy. What
Folks,
happened?
Did you observe anything? Did you observe anything occurring in production while you already know the game? Now you're trying to modify it.
solution while everybody screamed stop trying. Was it working or not? Yes, it was.
It was working until we stopped because we were negotiating and trying to figure out the next thing. It was working until we stopped on this chair. So this is, and let's see, this is the first solution that we had in the beginning of the game, but now we're getting more and more like the team, right?
So maybe that's why also we have, what do you think? Maybe just introduce
Why add more rules? People, you have a working solution. Why are you slapping features on it? Right? It was working and you stopped. Would you like to try it again? Maybe we don't need managers. Don't run. Yeah. Do you need someone to dictate the pace? Right. Yeah. Yeah. 20 seconds and I'm in. Agree on something, try it out, you're doing great. If you win, I will be so happy. Where is your empty chair? Yeah, they are gaining time. I'm curious. So stop. Full stop. Why did you stand there?
Because no one could fill this chair.
Was I there?
No, you weren't, but
I was here. So you gave me an opportunity to sit down.
yes, because
Why?
you would take this chair anyway.
But I was here.
It's stupid, yes. It's
Right,
stupid.
no, no,
But you would still do the same.
No. This is an excellent demo of what's going on. And do you believe that other people here are competent as well? That goes to all of you.
And yelling no while the game is working might not be the best strategy. If it's working, why are you stopping people? You're basically saying you are winning, but not by my design. Right?
And why are you trying to spread your locus of control to the entirety of the process? That's my question to all of you.
So this is now micro coaching, but we want to win. Right? You have 4 minutes. You can do this. Right? There are a lot of good things. You're watching, you're taking control, you're acting, you're communicating. Let's use those. Okay? I have a towel if you need them. I am starting. I'm now going to put some pressure on you, right? This is my chair. This is where I win. On this chair here. This is called mental pressure. I am allowed to do this. I know, that's great. You're a great team member. I can be loud. It's not against the rule. Yes. They have 24 seconds. Called it.
What was your name? Matej. Matej. Okay. To add something to the mix, Matej, just scream clockwise, counterclockwise, as you see fit.
Guys, you're doing great. You can win this. Just trust the process. You can win this, right? You're better than me. Thank you. This is a false alarm. You have 15 seconds already. Did you see this? This was perfect. Yes. Nice job. Nice job. Not, you cannot do it as one. You have to move. Great job. You are doing great. You need 15 more seconds. Did you see him wasting my time? Right? Did you see him? Yeah. Two more.
2 more 20 seconds, folks. In a row.
In a row.
In a row. Folks, so what did work well? Local control. Try it out, communicate as you go. No panic, slow it down, slow everything down. We won't run.
I'm starting. Right? You see how they waste my time? So I don't know if I should move my direction, change. And you won. This is 2. 20 seconds.
Impediments.
Milan,
Don't run. Mhm. It was done a minute ago, right?
Okay, folks.
You did 2 minutes without flinching. Did it matter if I moved faster?
Okay, folks. Quick debrief. We'll take 5 minutes. So let's get together and.
Everybody come in so you can hear us. Like everybody, make a circle.
So, top learnings. Just one small sentence. Why do you think we did this? What's the whole point?
To remind us that coding is easier.
Yes? That's one. Dealing with machines is much easier than dealing with humans. Every sport is a team sport, even coding.
We communicated in real time.
Yes. Believe it or not, that helps. Yes.
Did you have fun? Was it hard? Oh my God, like this guy.
Okay. What else?
What else? What did you learn?
I think that we cannot predict the way you will move, and then we have to try our own way just to pay attention to the guy before us in the flow.
Right.
The flow team.
Yeah, you changed the problem. That was perfect.
Follow the basic rules which we set up. Depend where he's moving, but we need to move in the same manner. Actually, that was the starting point, but then we just was flowing with the situation that we were presented with.
That was true.
We were communicating in like a small circle around us where we need to react. We were reacting fast, and there were no rules and for like this or that direction. Yeah, but the rule was to move in opposite direction.
Yeah. So.
Ground rules which work.
Yes. Have trust, build principles, elaborate them locally how you want, and that's the beauty of it. So don't try and have a perfect centralized solution. Have good enough principles that work generally so that you can have some flexibility locally.
It would have been fun to have estimated.
Right.
Yes.
I just want a couple from consultants, so people that didn't move, what were your insights? Because you had like, yes,
Yes, I said that it's very important to understand all of them, to understand the strategy, and no one asks a question about strategy, so they understand on their own way, and maybe there are different ways. So maybe that was the stopper at the beginning.
that's good.
A good goal will inspire to do whatever you do just to row in the same direction. Yeah?
One more?
Yeah. Yeah. Don't gold plate, yes.
So I want to ask a different question because we have this whole wolf and a dog strategy model. Is it important to like your coach to win? Right. Even if he's annoying, you can, right? You can still learn something.
Sometimes it helps to listen.
Yes.
Did you need a manager?
Well, it was helpful when he was clapping the hands at the beginning.
Was it?
So we got,
Was it in the last solution?
no, but
Right.
it helped us coordinate at the beginning, like become a team. let's say.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
He was coordinator, he was
It doesn't matter, right? If you have someone to instruct you in the beginning, it can help remove some other things. Right? This is beautiful. I like everything. you do.
Sometimes the mood of the team is even more important than programs or the progress or something like this, because when we receive a trust that we can win, we begin to do better.
Yes. When we are a team, let's first form a team, let's then point it towards the problem.
Would you do something like this in your team?
I just wanted to say that on a short scale we saw the forming, norming,
And the first 3 onboardings were crap. After that, it was easy, right? And it helps if the person you're onboarding is just looking at the project for some time. Did you notice that? Like people who have watched for a time and then joined, they didn't need more directions, right? Also, did you have documentation? you all. We are over time.
Yeah, and no, you didn't
You
break.
didn't.
You didn't break the record. You were one of the biggest groups. And by the way, this is what we normally run over 3 or 4 hours with a lot of more interventions and a lot of more teaching moments. So if anyone,
And I put special pressure on 3 people here, and they were marvelous. So, like, you were great. You were great.
and if you need, by the way, if you want anything of this, drop us an email. We're glad to support you.
Yeah.
So thank you all. It was a blast.